Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over an oldie but a goodie. Let us begin. Okay, so today we're going to be going over the gold farm of the albino cavefish. Now, just for clairvoyance, you can actually find this within the zone of Deepholm, which you can get to with either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Those portals are located near the earthen rings, and that is relatively easy to get to. You have two separate areas in which you can actually go to. I tend to go towards the Needle Rock Chasm. However, you can go over towards the Crimson Expanse if there is a little bit of competition. However, with the albino cavefish, what you're going to be wanting to need is cataclysm fishing. This means that you'll be wanting to fly around this entire area looking for any of the pools for the albino cavefish. Subsequently, all you have to do then is just then start fishing in those pools. You'll then be able to obtain the albino cavefish relatively easily. However, if you farm outside of the pools, your chances of getting a hold of the albino cavefish is a lot lower, and I mean a lot lower, and you'll end up getting loads of undesirable items, so to speak. That being said, when it comes towards the albino cavefish, they're going for roughly about 38 gold a piece, and you can get quite a hefty amount of these in general. However, if we go towards worth it and go into farms under fishing, you can actually see that the albino cavefish gold farm is currently going at around about 3,952 gold. Along with that, the albino cavefish gold farm, when you're actually farming this up, another little side note in order to actually talk about is the material of the volatile water, which also comes from these pools. You'll be wanting to fly around this entire area farming up the albino cavefish. However, this does not stop here. Due to the material markets actually just being a bit more less gold, and the incentive to actually farm up materials at a decent enough gold value is quite diminished. However, at this moment in time, you can bypass this if you have an alchemist. This is because the alchemists have a nice little craft for the albino cavefish, which is called deep stone oil. This is used in the production of creating the Vial of the Sands mount, and actually tends to sell on the auction house for a relatively decent amount of gold. However, the nice little kicker for this is that if we go on the auction house right now with our Brutosaur and we type in and we search up the albino cavefish, we can actually see 38 gold for that. However, if we look at deep stone oil, which is then selling for around about 45 gold per piece, so you're already making a profit by crafting it. However, the best part about being an alchemist is this has an inbuilt, you do not need a proc or mastery or anything. You can get a 50% proc immediately, it's built in for deep stone oil, so you have a 50% chance to create 2 potions instead of 1. That means you can essentially that means that you can get an additional 50% on whatever you craft with those albino cavefish into the oil, and then sell that on the auction house. And given that at the moment that the region daily average sold is around about 573, this is well worth your time in order to produce. And other than that, it just works out great in the long term. This is something I've been doing quite a lot of, even if I am not actively farming this area. However, obviously you get clear profit if you farm this area up for an hour. However, if you actually gain the alchemy and then just turn it into the oil, you can get all of the oil from those albino cavefish plus an extra additional 50% on average for those oils, which means that you can get more gold in the long term, and you can even just turn it into a daily craft, which I do and I have on my TSM profile, which you can also find on the Patreon. Other than that, guys, that is a nice little quick little tidbit for you all. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.